Okay, so for reading, we're going to do a couple of different things today. And the first one that you have is your yellow paper. But like I was telling the class, Noah, when I scanned this and sent it to my computer, it just makes it black and white. But it's the same thing as what I sent home to you. Okay, so just looking at this, does it look right?
No.
Do you see some mistakes?
Yes.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look through this and we're going to decide, what do we need to fix? Some things can be left alone, but some things need to be corrected. Let's read the letter together first. Dear class, I am so proud of how hard you have worked this year. Let's make these 8 weeks of school great. Be sure to do all your work and behave. Love, Mrs. Lofink. Okay, so the directions say to write this letter correctly below. So I'm going to make this smaller so that I have some space down here. All right. So look at let's just go like line by line on this. Look at this greeting that I have up there. Dear class, what's wrong there? Raylin? Oh, it shouldn't be a question mark. Do you know what kind of punctuation needs to be right there after class in any kind of letter? Whether you say Dear Raylin, or Dear Connor, or Dear Hank, or Dear Guinevere, or whomever a letter is being written to, what punctuation mark needs to be put there instead of that question mark? Amy? A comma, yes. She is correct. So let's go ahead and rewrite that. Dear class, comma. Is it not writing well on that colored copy? Nope. How about you use see if your red pen will work better on that paper. Because when it copies like that, sometimes it makes it slick and it makes it difficult to write on. So give your red pen a try. Is that going to work on there?
Yeah.
Or not really?
Yeah. Works better than the pencil. Yeah.
How about we use these? Sorry, Noah. Noah, you might have to find a pen at home that's going to write on that paper better, because we're kind of struggling with ours. Try that one and see. Okay, do you want to try that and see if it works better? Yours is working okay. I'll leave that there in case it starts kind of being a little bit glitchy.
Yeah, same.
What?
My red pen works perfectly, but this one's like kind of hollow. They're all like almost dried out.
Try it on the back and then see if it'll work. I think that a lot of it is just
Mine's good. Yeah.
the color copy of it.
They're all dried out. It looks perfectly fine now.
Okay. So I am so proud of how hard you have worked this year. lot of mistakes in there.
Yep.
What's the first mistake in this? In that sentence, I mean. There's tons of mistakes, but what's the first one that you see in this sentence? Lucas,
I am.
what's wrong with it?
It
He's talking about this thing up there. Do you remember what that's called? An apostrophe. Now, if I'm going to use two separate words, I am, do I need an apostrophe?
Yes. Yes.
If I'm using the words I am,
No.
it does not need an apostrophe. When does it need an apostrophe?
If you're combining the words.
Right, we've been working on contraction words, right? Let's make that the contraction word. What would it be? I'm.
Do we skip a line?
You don't have to. I'm. Is the word so okay?
Yeah.
All right. What about proud?
No.
This is ow.
O-U is what it is.
She thinks it's O-U.
Yeah.
You think it's O-U? Okay, so let's fix that. I'm so proud of. Connor?
O-F.
Yeah. It doesn't sound anything like how it's spelled, is it? So O-F is of. I'm so proud of how. Is how okay?
Yeah.
What about hard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have.
No.
No? Did I make the same mistake I made on the line above?
Yeah.
So let's change that to the contraction word. What would the contraction word of you have been, everybody? You. So we're going to write you apostrophe V-E for you've worked.
No.
Think of the word work. How do we spell work? W, what do you think? O-R-K. And we have been talking about an ending that can make the t sound, but it's not T, is it?
No.
What is that?
E-D.
E-D. I'm so proud of how hard you've worked. This, is this okay? Yes. How about year?
No.
No? You know what it should be?
Yes.
Why? What's saying the ear in year? Yes. E-A-R. All right, so I'm so proud of how hard you've worked this year. Am I asking a question?
No.
So should it have a question mark?
No.
What kind of punctuation do you think this needs? A comma? What are you thinking, Haley?
It could be like a period or an exclamation mark.
Right, it could be either one, Raylan. So if you want to make it an exclamation sentence, that's fine. If you want to just do it as a statement sentence, that's fine too. All right, let's. Is let's okay?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Let's make.
No.
No, because I actually wrote the word Mac. Let's make. How do we spell make, everybody?
M-A-K-E.
All right, let's make these. That's what I hear. What other letter can say Z?
S.
Is that what it should be?
Yep. Yes.
Let's make these 8 weeks. 8. This 8 means like you're eating something.
No. No.
What 8 should we use then?
The number.
Yeah, the number 8. Does anybody know how to spell that 8? E I G H T. Let's make these 8, meaning the number of weeks. Is weeks okay?
Yes.
It is. Let's make these 8 weeks. Now we're going down to the rest of the sentence on that next line. Let's make these 8 weeks of, did I spell of correctly this time?
Yes.
Okay. Did I spell school correctly?
Yes.
No. Yes.
Yes. Let's make these 8 weeks of school great. Did I spell great
Yes.
correctly? I did. All right, listen to this sentence. Let's make these 8 weeks of school great. Be sure to do all your work and behave. Should we leave that as one long sentence?
No.
Or could we split that into 2 sentences? Where do you think we need to punctuate it and then start a new sentence? Let's make these 8 weeks of school great. Be sure to do all your work and behave. What do you think, Amy?
Between great and B.
She's thinking right here. Let's see if that sounds okay. Let's make these 8 weeks of school great. Be sure to do all your work and behave. Does that sound like a good split? That's what we call a run-on sentence. When you put more than one sentence together in one sentence. All right, so I need to punctuate that. We're going to move on to the last sentence. B. Now, it's the start of a new sentence. What do we have to do to it?
Capitalize.
Be sure. Amy's shaking her head no. Haley says, What's wrong with sure?
It has an H.
Should it have that H in it?
No.
No. The word sure is just S-U-R-E. So be sure to.
Nope.
Nope.
This too is talking about the number, right? Be sure to. Am I talking about a number in that sentence? So which two should this be?
Like to do or to do all your.
So how would that be spelled?
T-O.
Yeah, just T-O. Be sure to. Is do okay?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, how about all?
Yeah.
Your?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not talking about the contraction your, are we? Be sure to do all your work. Did I spell work okay?
Yep.
How about and?
Yep.
And behave?
Nope. No.
I actually wrote behave. What did I forget?
The E.
I forgot the E at the end of that. So, B-E-H-A-V-E. Now we've got it.
Nope.
No. What, Lucas?
You got to
Say it louder.
You're gonna add your P.
Okay, I need a period. I have to punctuate that sentence. Okay, coming down to me, closing off this letter, love Mrs. Lofink. Did I spell love okay?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and write that. Love. There's something missing though. Haley, what's missing?
Comma.
A comma after love. Love, comma. Or I could have said from, comma. Or I could have said yours truly, comma. Now, Mrs. Lofink. I know I spelled my name right.
No.
I spelled it right.
No.
Yeah.
But what did I forget?
Capitalize and the
Okay, that needs to be capitalized.
You also need like a period.
I do. This is an abbreviation. I need a period there. And then I've got it.
No.
No.
Now what?
You need to capitalize the L.
Oh, because that's my name, right? Okay, so capital that. It's an abbreviation, so it needs a period. And then spell my name correctly. I don't lift up my pen enough to dot my I, so then it looks like a complete train wreck. All right. Got it? That's okay. It looks similar to my name. Looks like I don't know how to spell my name. All right, now we'll put that in our mailbox in just a little bit. There's another paper that was sitting on your desk. It's a short story. And I forgot to keep a copy for myself. So I'm going to be looking over your shoulders, okay? Noah, today, what we're going to be looking at is the story New School, New Friend. Thank you. Actually, I'll borrow Raylan's for right now. Okay, so yesterday we were talking about genres of stories. And as we read through this story and we answer different comprehension questions and other types of questions that go with this, we're going to be thinking in our minds about what is the genre of this story. Okay? I want you to get out a highlighter. Does everybody have a highlighter?
Yeah.
If you don't, you can use a yellow marker. Now, we're going to start reading short stories over the course of the next couple weeks because in third grade, you take the state reading test, and we'll be doing that in April. So we're going to get it done and out of the way, and then we're going to move on with the rest of our year. But I think it's going to be good for us to practice test-taking skills. All right? So a lot of times before you read a story, it's helpful to look at the questions first. So then you have an idea of what you specifically need to be listening for or looking for throughout the story. Jenny, are you with me? All right, let's look at question 1. It says, read the sentence from the passage, then answer the question. So it gives us that sentence from the passage. And then do you see how it has a word that's in a different type of print?
Mm-hmm.
That's called bolded, right?
Yep.
It's darker. Thank you. I appreciate having everyone's attention now. We need to make sure that we're staying focused because we're going to be going over quite a bit in these next few minutes. So I need everyone's undivided attention. Our focus is on this so that we can get it finished, friends. Me having to stop and wait for people to get back on track with what we're doing slows down how quickly we can get things done. So as I was saying, point to that, well, I wasn't saying this yet, but point to that bolded word. What is that bolded word? Shyly. Do you remember talking about the ly on words? It's a suffix because it's added to the beginning or the end?
End.
It's added to the end. Okay, so we have to think about what that word means, what that suffix ly does to that word shy, because it changes the meaning of the word. So we're going to have to really focus on how that word's being used in that sentence. Okay, look at question 2. Part A, there's 2 parts to this question. Who is telling the story? I'm not going to read through all those, but we need to be thinking about when we're reading the story, who is telling it? And then part B is which line from the text, or which line of text from the story supports your answer to part A. Flip that page. We're going to go to the back side of that same page, and we're going to be looking at question 3. Again, 2 parts. There's a part A and a part B. Which sentence should not be included in a summary of the story? So one of these sentences doesn't belong from the story, okay? So we're going to find the one that doesn't fit in. And then part B is to, based on the details included in the summary, what is the theme of the story? We haven't talked a lot about theme, so we're going to have to talk about this one, but I think you'll be able to figure out if it's honesty, freedom, friendship, or teamwork. Be thinking about what the theme is. Okay, look at question 4. Do you see those pictures?
Yeah.
Which illustration would be the best choice to include with the story? Now, there's only one right answer for these. Flip the whole packet over. There's one more question, question 5. Which event in the story is the resolution? Do you know what a resolution is?
Is it the main thing?
No. I'm going to write it up here, and I'm going to leave it up here. Look at this word. Do you see that? What is that word, Natalia? Solution. Think about, like, in math, we're switching subjects here. But in math, when you find the solution to a problem, do you solve it
Yeah.
to find the answer? So the resolution of a story is how the problem in the story is solved. Because short stories have problems in them, and that problem has to be solved. So how the problem in the story is solved. I'll leave that up there, okay? All right, now, let's go back to the story itself. So we've read through all of those questions. We need to kind of keep some of those tucked in the back of our minds so that we can be listening for where they come up in the story. Let's read this together. The person's name in this story is Marisol. What's the person's name? All right. Marisol had a problem. In exactly 3 days, 2 hours, and 15 minutes, she was going to be a new student at Jefferson Elementary School. Marisol's mother had just gotten a better job. which was great, except for the fact that they had to move halfway across the state of Nebraska, leaving all of Marisol's friends behind. Marisol didn't know anyone in her new neighborhood, and she definitely didn't know any kids that would be in her class. "You will make friends quickly. Do not worry," Marisol's mother told her every day. But Marisol did worry. One afternoon, Marisol walked the 4 blocks from her house to the library, hoping that she would find a good book to distract her from her worries. Once Marisol entered the library, she was immediately comforted by the cool air and the familiar smell of books. She followed the signs hanging from the ceiling until they guided her to the shelves of animal books. Marisol slid books about dogs off the shelf, flipped through a few pages, and put them back again. She had already read so many dog books. "I'm in a new place. Maybe I should find something new to read about," Marisol whispered to herself quietly. "I'm sorry, what did you say?" a voice asked. Marisol looked up, startled to see a girl with copper-colored hair staring at her through blue-framed glasses. "Oh, I was just saying I need to find something new to read about," Marisol explained shyly. Oh, remember that word. "I recommend these books about jungle animals," the girl replied, pointing at a row of books high up on the shelf. "I'm Becca, by the way. I don't believe we have met before." "I just moved to town," Marisol confessed. "I am going to be in 4th grade at Jefferson Elementary." "So am I!" exclaimed Becca. "Jefferson is a great school. I'll show you around on the first day if you would like." "I would love that. Thank you," Marisol beamed. For the rest of the afternoon, Becca and Marisol sat on beanbag chairs in the library, getting to know each other and enjoying books about jungle animals. Soon, the first day of school arrived. Marisol peered out the window anxiously as her mom's car pulled up to the curb in front of the new school. Marisol was relieved to see Becca waiting outside the front entrance. Marisol smiled and pointed Becca out to her mom. "That's Becca. She looks like a nice girl. Have a good first day. I can't wait to hear about it." "Okay, bye, Mom," Marisol said as she gave her mom a quick hug and hopped out of the car. She glanced back to wave before running toward Becca, who greeted her with a smile. They went inside and Becca began giving her a tour of the school. "Our class is the last room on the right," Becca said, pointing down a hallway with shiny white tile and brightly colored streamers hanging from the ceiling. "And there are some restrooms," Becca pointed again. They passed the main office, and a friendly secretary smiled and waved when Becca introduced Marisol to her. "Last but not least, here's the gym. This is where we sit until the bell rings. Come on, I'll introduce you to some of our classmates." Marisol still noticed butterflies in her stomach, but she felt a million times better about attending the new school with Becca by her side than she would have if she had started the first day without knowing a single soul. It was amazing how meeting just one friendly person made a world of difference. She took a deep breath as she took her first step into the gym toward the kids who would become her new friends. This year is going to be great. All right, so flip it over. So now we're going to look at this sentence from the story. And then we're going to answer the question. Oh, I was just saying I need to find something new to read about, Marisol explained shyly. What does the suffix "ly" on the word shyly make the word mean? Does it mean A, Marisol was not shy, B, Marisol spoke in a shy way, C, Marisol was being shy again, or D, Marisol was shy before she spoke? So she says, oh, I was just saying I need to find something new to read about, Marisol explained shyly. So go ahead and you can either highlight your answer, you can circle your answer. Okay, let's look at question 2. Part A. Who is telling the story? Now, friends, do you remember, I don't remember, it was a day I was gone, and you talked about first person, third person, point of view. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And you have that bookmark, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so these questions pertain to that. So who's telling the story? Is it Marisol in first person? Is it Becca in first person? Is it a narrator in third person? Or Marisol's mother in third person? So if you don't remember and you're not sure where your bookmark is, I put the posters up on the wall over there. Noah, if you're not sure where your bookmark is, it's gonna be jiggly here for a minute. Okay, so first person is a character within the story is telling the story. And remember, it gives you clue words like I, we, me, us, mine, our, my, ours. If it's second person, I don't think that was one of the answer choices, but if it's second person, the narrator is talking directly to the reader using you, your, yours. Third person was one of our answer options. A narrator outside of the story is telling the story using words like he, him, his, she, her, they, them.
Can it be 2 or just 1?
There's just one. I think that is the same information that was on your bookmark, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now part B of question 2. Did you decide who was telling the story?
Yep.
Okay. Which line of text from the story supports your answer to part B? Is it the line A, I just moved to town? B, you will make friends quickly, do not worry. C, I'm Becca, by the way. I don't believe we have met before. Or D. They went inside and Becca began giving her a tour of the school. Okay, then you're going to turn the page so that we can take a look at question 3, part A. This is the one where we have to decide which sentence does not belong in the summary. A. Marisol had just moved to a new town and did not know anyone. B. Marisol went to the library one afternoon and met a girl named Becca. C. Marisol usually reads dog books, but Becca recommended books about jungle animals. D. Marisol and Becca became friends, and Becca showed Marisol around on the first day of school. Now we're talking about a summary of the whole entire story. Which one of those would be the one that we need to take out that doesn't give important details about the whole entire story? One of those gives you information, yes, but it's not important about the whole entire story itself.
Because you don't want to include details on some of this important, because that's what we're working on.
Interventions. Okay, so now part B. Based on the details included in the summary, what is the theme of the story? Is it honesty, freedom, friendship, teamwork? After reading the story, I think it's pretty easy to figure out what the theme of that story is. Okay, now look at question 4. Which illustration would be the best choice to include with the story? Thinking about things that happened in the story, which picture would go along with what the story was about? All right, then on the back, question 5. Which event in the story is the resolution? A. Marisol goes to the library. B. Marisol moves to a new town and does not know anyone. Now we're talking the resolution. Look up here how the problem in the story is solved. C. Marisol thinks to herself that the school year will be great. D. Marisol's first day of school goes well because she met her new friend, Becca. Which one of those helped solve the problem from the story? I have yours. I was stealing it from you. You caught me red-handed. Sorry. Okay, now what I am going to have you do is get your red pen out. I'll get those in just a minute. Alright, let me get back to that one. Hold on, sorry, I'm trying to find my copy of it. Good grief. What story is this one?
The new school, new friends.
Thank you.
School, new friends. New. Go school.
Okay. I made a copy from this and now I cannot find it for the life of me. Oh, here we go. All right. So, question 1. The word shyly, how it was used in that sentence. Oh, I was just saying I need to find something new to read about, Marisol explained shyly. So does shyly, what does that suffix ly help make the word shyly mean? That Marisol was not shy? No, that wouldn't be right. Marisol spoke in a shy way? Maybe, right? Marisol was being shy again? No. Marisol was shy before she spoke? No. So which one is the most correct?
Marisol spoke in a
Right, B. Marisol spoke in a shy way. How'd you do there?
Good.
Okay. Look at 2. Part A. Who is telling the story? Now this was tricky because it had Marisol as a character talking a lot, right? But Marisol was not telling the story, friends. So who is telling the story? Is Becca telling it?
No.
A narrator?
Yes.
Or Marisol's mom? It is a narrator. Yep, so that one is C, a narrator in third person. All right, so now B, which line of the text or which line of text from the story supports your answer to part A? Is it, I just moved to town? No, because that's Marisol talking. You will make friends quickly, do not worry. No, because that's her mom talking. I'm Becca, by the way. I don't believe we have met before. No, that's obviously Becca talking. They went inside and Becca began giving her a tour of the school. Yes, that's it, because that's like the narrator telling us that information. Okay, question 3, part A. Which sentence should not be included in a summary of the story? There's one that gives us like just kind of some random information that they pulled out from the story. Was it Marisol had just moved to a new town and did not know anyone?
No.
No, that's super important to include in the summary. Marisol went to the library one afternoon and met a girl named Becca. Yeah, that's really important information. Marisol usually reads dog books, but Becca recommended books about jungle animals. No, what?
It doesn't.
Yeah, that's kind of giving us just that random extra facts that we don't really need to include in a summary. I would agree. What about Marisol and Becca became friends and Becca showed Marisol around on the first day of school?
Yes.
Yeah, that needs to stay. That's super important information to summarize the whole story. So we chose C. If you didn't choose C, fix it so that you do have C chosen. Now, based on those details included in the summary, what is the theme of the story? Honesty?
No.
Friendship?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I skipped freedom, didn't I? Freedom?
No.
Friendship?
Yes.
Teamwork?
No.
No. Which one is the best choice? Friendship. All right, question 4. What is the best illustration to include with this story? Which one do you think?
I think it's
Some of you think A. Those of you that chose A, why did you choose A?
because
Natalia?
because they Becca and Marisol met at the library,
Okay.
and there are like 2 kids that kind of look like a library.
Okay. You chose A also? Why?
Because in the story, we're like, what did he say? He said it was when Marisol saw her, he said, like, brown poofy hair and had glasses. It kind of looks like that, and Marisol was like, now I'm looking at like
Okay.
going through pages.
Did somebody say they chose B? Why did you choose B?
Because they were getting together and they were really making a really good friendship, so
Did it talk about taking selfies? So do you think that would go there? Did anybody choose C? Does jump roping have anything to do with the story? D? Why'd you choose D?
Because it looks like they're friends and talking.
Okay, do those look like friends? Do those look like they would be Becca and Marisol? To me, that looks like maybe Marisol and her mom. Is her mom an important character? Yes, but does her mom go all the way through the entire story with her? No. So what would be the best picture choice? A would be. All right, then the last question. Which event in the story is the resolution? Is it Marisol goes to the library? No. Marisol moves to a new town and does not know anyone. No, that's not how her problem is solved. Marisol thinks to herself that the school year will be great. Marisol's first day of school goes well because she meets her new friend Becca. Yeah, D is the best answer choice for that. All right. Okay, so we'll be doing different things like this. There will be times where I will take grades on these. There will be other times where we do them together, just like we did today. Okay? All right, so now we are going to switch gears to math.